Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to iCup TV. It'll be your awesome commentator and spectator and analyzer. It'll be iCup Fits or ICC Cup Fits, whatever you guys want to call me. And the origin of this replay is from ICC Cup's Clan League Season 20 between in Week 1 between a 7x inactive team versus the Reps Russian Fun Pro Gaming team. Competing for, 7x inactive team, it will be Micro, who's going to be a red Terran spawning in the bottom right on Sniper's Ridge, and spawning in the bottom left, it will be for the Reps Russian Fun Pro Gaming team, or Reps team, it will be Plumbum, who's going to be our yellow Zerg, who's going to be averaging 223 this game compared to our Micro, who's going to be averaging 235. So, you know, Terran's going to be slightly ahead in that regard for APM, but you know, at this high, at that much APM, I don't think it's gonna play that much of a role versus like 108, like a different APM, or when you're like the 120s versus the 150s. That plays a pretty significant role as well. Don't mind the guys in the top right and top left because they're just killing themselves off as they are spectators. And I don't know why this guy doesn't lift up his command center, but that's why they're both Terran, so they can lift up and kill them off. This is pretty cool though. Bam! I always do that. It's always fun when you line them up and then you both kill them off. Take some time and we see. So I'll be interested. I don't know either of these players very well. I know for Micro, you know, like Cardinal, there isn't many statistics on them. He's been playing since season 21. If you guys don't know, if you guys are watching this way later, this we're on season 22 right now, and about probably like 2/3 of the way done with season 22. He's been playing since season 21, so he hasn't really been playing that much unless he has another account, or he's been pretty much inactive till this time. I don't know if it's gonna be true to that the team name like Cardinal was, but that's the lowest statistic I have on him. He's a 2v2 player, and he is a C- 1v1 player versus that was a Terran, excuse me, versus the Zerg or Plumbum, who's been playing since season 19. So that might be either two to 4 years. I forget how the seasons change in length and size length like all the time, and he is a B- 1v1 player for season 22. So just keep that in mind. Now this will be a ZVP. Now, if you guys don't know, this map is Sniper's Ridge, and I guess I'll be more familiar with this map because it tends to be what the map pool is for week 1 at least. You have these little ridges here, and for big battles, it's good to get your units on here because you'll be on the high ground, which means you have you always hit on the low ground, versus, you know, the people on the low ground have like a 75% chance or 50%, 25 or 50% chance of missing when they're shooting upward. So keep that in mind, but we're seeing a 1-Rex fast expand, you know, in current Brood War metagame. Now, not to say this will ever change, or, you know, the dying community of Brood War, or the consistent low population of Brood War, that may be subject to change. I don't know. I can't tell the history, but right now you're seeing a lot of fast expand builds, and that's just how the game plays out right now. You don't see a lot of one basing play anymore. It's just I guess not the most optimal level, most optimal like build. But we're gonna be seeing what Cardinal did is what we're seeing right here. But we're seeing a faster gas than we saw from Cardinal, so it looks like, you know, Plumbum knows what he's doing right now. It definitely knows. It looks like he knows this build. Now, knowing that early gas, now that might mean Spire first, just because I don't see a Hydrogen up yet. But, you know, that might be for quicker layer, because you don't necessarily need layer for a Hydra timing push. But, you know, I wouldn't expect it. Hydra in this matchup really isn't that good. I mean, Lurkers for sure, like, really good against Bio. But we will have a couple lanes going in here, though. But SCVs are in position to deal with this, and I think only 1 or 2 Marines will fall down. 2 Marines will fall down. Third one will go down, though. And there's a little heart. Also, I failed to mention the first series here. All these guys are from Russian IPs, like Russian accounts, like their flags are. They're all from Russia. Like, that's pretty cool, I thought. I mean, obviously, the Russian Fun Pro Gaming team is all going to be Russian. But, like, 7x inactive team's all Russian too, so it's pretty cool. So we're seeing a Russian on Russian, and so far they're pretty good, you know. But we're seeing that layer coming down, and I don't believe we see any kind of Spire tech coming out of. Yeah, we're not seeing any kind of Spire right now coming out of Plumbum. But SCV will be scouting in there, and probably about the time. Nope, Lings are gonna be blocking off the ramp for that time being. And now on the Terran front, we're going to be seeing. It looks like we're going to be seeing a standard timing push with four factory with +1 and stim and U-238 shells. Wood is what I'm seeing right here, as we're not seeing any extra barracks except for right now. But we saw an eBay come up as well and the Academy. So that's what we're going to see out the Terran most likely. As that tends to be, I think you can even get away with a 5 barracks push, but it tends to be 4x. From there, you can either put down on more barracks or, you know, tech buildings if you'd like. If you're doing a lot of damage with just straight on bio, then that's good for you. But anyway, also there's gonna be, believe there's gonna be a lot of chat of just quickly, because there was an issue with this series, which I'll talk about later on, but. There's an issue with this series that I think I found out the origin of, but there was a lot of chatter going on. I don't even know how this game plays out. Actually, to be completely honest, I was just trying to figure out something that was wrong with it. But I think I fixed it, and it's all good. And anyway, but we'll have some couple links on the north side of this natural. So, you know, just getting that more map control, knowing when he's pushing out. You know, necessarily you don't need this many links, but, you know, just to make sure that an SCV doesn't get by 1 link, for example, or something like that. That's the reason why there's a couple more links out there, you know. But, I mean, little minute details, it's not really going to matter. Zerg will be taking a third around the 9 o'clock position. So, now, do we see Spire? We do see Spire up and ready. We're going to see around 5 or 6 muta popping up right about now. Now, will Terran be in position for, are we going to be seeing turrets? They might be rallying over here for a reason. We do have an eBay up 4, though, but there are the four barracks there. We will be seeing turrets coming up right now. And, yep, we'll see turrets just in time, actually, for these muta to pop. Like, literally speaking, like, this could be, like, the latest time he could probably get up those turrets. Knowing his, I don't even know how he knows that. Oh, you know what he might have done? Did he just recently scan? He must have just scanned. That's probably why. He probably scanned. Like, let's honestly look here. Micro vision. No, I guess this is drives me nuts about this game. Like, you can't figure out the vision, but you know, this actually helps. It's easier. But yeah. So. The third, I've also failed to show this map, but you know, your third is further away, but we'll have a big engagement happening over here as well, though. Excuse me, and this bio push is gonna have to get held back for right now, though. Oddly enough, he's using the muta for, like, offensive purposes, not harassment purposes. And, you know, this isn't necessarily bad. You know, for replay of the week, I forget which one it was, but it was another ZVP, and this is exactly what happened. Zerg was in the scenario where they took more bases than the map control with the muta up till, like, late game, until, you know, they finally got their tech building. But there were so many, not even doing anything with the muta here. What is he doing? He's taking so many shots from those double turrets here. But like I was saying, though, you're seeing I think we're overreacting to the amount of missile turrets he needs. But I guess it's more turrets than no turrets. I guess would be the right expression for that. But I mean, you're seeing us 300 minerals right there of turrets. 450, 600 minerals worth of turrets right there. That could be 2 more barracks with consistently making more marines. The we'll have stimming, though. We'll lose one muta. A lot of them are I believe are very low on HP right here. On the Zerg front of things, are we seeing Lurker Tech coming up? I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Lurker Tech is just about to finish. The Lurkers will be popping out here, which will eventually stop this aggression from the Terran right here. It tends to be right around the right timing, because they'll get the Hydra out probably right about now, and probably start morphing those right away, which we'll see right now. Because that's what happens in Brood War, and it's very predictable. But you know, Brood War is awesome and fun like this because it's fun. But muta are getting picked off from the Marines here, and Overlord will get sniped off, which I believe will supply block the Zerg right here. No, we will not. 74 supply 2. What we're seeing of the 68. So Zerg is slightly ahead in supply. You know, not necessarily where the Terran wants to be here. Still no consistent. You know, there we go. Another wave of Marines is coming out here. Might want to eventually add up more barracks over there, just because, you know, he doesn't want to completely die here. Wants to be careful, though. If he doesn't want to lose his bio army. This happens a lot of the time where a Terran overextends themselves here and ultimately lose here. Running into those 5 lurkers is not going to be a smart idea. Stibbing and running away, though. Thankfully, smart decision making coming out of Micro right here. He doesn't want to engage here. No matter how good your Micro is, you cannot out Micro 5 lurkers. So even if you're boxer. Muta are being slightly idle. Are we seeing upgrades? We'll see pretty fast hive. You know, sub 10 minutes here. And I don't see, with no Hydra upgrades, and I don't think we see an Evo Chamber out yet. No, I don't think we do. So gonna be going primarily off of that, but we'll be preemptively stimming as well here. And these lurkers are gonna be slowly pushing their way up here, which will definitely have to make some push up, from away from here. I'm not sure if we quite realize though, this third is very susceptible to a lot of Marines here. What's he gonna go for though? He might lose all these Marines though. Lurkers are gonna be off there. A lot of lurkers are falling though. A lot of Marines are falling though at the same time though. And I don't think if that push was, I mean, both completely, like literally both trading their complete army for that. No, I can say Zerg's in a much better situation right there, because now they can rebuild, but Terran will be sticking for any kind of third business right here. And, you know, engaging with that army was not smart idea, because he has no around. 7 meters, which are now able to, you know, just start picking up any kind of reinforcements coming over as well. We're still off of 4 barracks, 5th barracks right about now as well. Double upgrades, looks like it will start commencing shortly, as he does have his science facility up, which means he does have a starport somewhere coming up. Right there, so, dropships are coming up too, so this looks like in the part of the game where he's going to want to start getting drops. Irradiate is coming up though, as due to the fast spire, or the fast hive. I'm not quite sure. That's the super fast creative spire, which you never see. But, interesting. I'm not quite sure if that's what you would want to go, but, you know, the Terran might throw off the Terran quite a bit here. You normally see Defiler off of Hive Tech, but we'll see Defiler as well, though. I'll be surprised. He's only in for 3 base. Will he be able to, you know, deal with that much gas heavy? Especially with getting the Muta and then the Guardians out. You won't see Devourers really, because they're really not that good against, they're good anti-air, but they don't do good. Like, if you had Scourge versus, like, Devour, Scourge would win. Like, Devourers are there to stop down, like, Corsair, so the Muta can live, and then they can kill off them. They're not really there for the DPS, more or less. They're there to slow down the attack speed. They're kind of more for, like, utility, more or less. But the drops being spawned here at the same time, though, will go off. Only a couple Marines will be able to get off here, but, though, enough to scare away the Muta for right now. But, you know, Ling should be able to get, there's a pretty effective play right here, and the Muta should be A-okay, even though the should help that out if it needs that as well. Terran's not looking too good here, you know, being combined to 2 bases here. Lurkers are outside, losing a couple Marines there, and Tank's fairly low on HP right there, but halfway done setting up that tank here. But he's just got to go for it, though. Will there be enough Lurkers? I think there's more than enough Lurkers here to deal with this, and this push will get pushed back for right now, though. I mean, 1 tank is not really that good against, you know, 9 lurkers, so, you know, it's gonna be, it's interesting, because, like, there's no way the Terran's gonna be able to push through this right now. So, Terran's being consigned for 2 bases right here, and I think what threw him back, right, what was game-changing was that engagement over here, over that area where, you know, he lost his whole army, and now he's set back. He doesn't have that huge bio armor that he wants to have, 112 supplied to 90, and his drops are getting, and, you know, Zerg has that map control. That's what he wants. I mean, look at the map. Look at the map vision. Now he has Guardians as well. I mean, there's no way. He's got to spot any kind of drop play that's going on right here. Even getting defensive lurkers for whatever reason. He's got going for maybe a risky, a way off third, a sneaky third. He will be getting up Wraith, though, for this Guardian attack right here. But he does have Scourge here, though, but not enough to deal with the Wraith, though, especially if they get Cloak up in time. Does he have speed on Overlords? I'm not quite sure, though. We waited for that Overlord to move over here, and Guardians are just slowly pushing this away right here. Scourge, will they connect, though? They will. One Wraith will fall down, though, and we'll just slowly push away these Guardians here. They have 2 armor, though. They are kind of beefy, though. And really exploiting that rich to the fullest right here. And not really being too cost-effective with his Guardians here, though. But at the same time, though, you know, he's... Darkstorms are going up, though. For what purpose, though? Tanks are here, though, but, you know, there isn't nearly enough bio to deal with it. If all these lanes come in here, I think there'll be enough to break through this thing right here. And Darkstorm, especially with Darkstorm, though, there's not enough bio to deal with. There's no fire bat to really deal with any of this, though. And that is a lot of lurkers here, but will there be enough Defilers for this reason, though? It looks like he's going for it. Bio's, he only has 3 bio, and there's nothing to defend these tanks here. No, there's only a couple, there's like around maybe 12 Marines here, but they're all getting devoured by pretty much everything right here. And I don't, I mean, maybe Sarah's gonna be able to pull through this, but Bunker will go down though. And now the mineral line is completely susceptible. Way have to lift off his CC right here, and I think this mineral line is gonna be completely exposed. Cracklings are getting in on the action here, but at the same time, Rays are gonna be harassing the mineral line at the main. But I don't think it's gonna be enough though. His Nax will stop mining here, and that's only 1 of 2 bases that it's mining right here. He does have fire rat on the ramp though, which will stop any kind of links. But there's a GG by Micro, and we'll be going on to game number 2 of this best of 3 between Micro or 7X's Micro, and Reps Fun Pro Gaming Team Plumbum. Pro Team's Plumbum. So that will be very interesting. And, you know, for the first of the game here for Micro, I think, you know, what put him back, you know, was just that engagement. You know, trading, I thought, though, looking at it was completely different what I initially said, though. Early in the cast, I said, oh, they both traded armies, so it's not the worst thing. The problem was, Zerg, number one, if they did trade their whole armies, that wouldn't even really make a bunch of difference, because Zerg can reproduce their army much quicker. Also, you know, he didn't lose his whole army. He had a whole nother, like, he had more, like, what are they, rallied units in his main base, and he was just able to break through that push, and, you know, able to capitalize on the fact Terran wasn't able to get that map control at that point in time. If he went up to the third, that could have looked very, very differently. If he was cautious, he could have probably sniped up that third, and that game would have looked very much differently. But, you know, that didn't happen, and that's a lot. StarCraft could be a bunch of what ifs. In this case, it wasn't a what if. It was just what happened, and this is what happens when you don't take off the third or do drop play effectively against Zerg. They're able to, you know, expand and get their fast tech up, and, you know, really wreck you and punish you for allowing them to get those expands, pretty much. And also, you know, maybe the Terran didn't take their third fast enough. That could have been an issue. But, you know, what could you do? He was contained at the point. So, without further ado, we'll go on to game number 2. So, I hope you improve your decision-making for your army. Going in, you know, scan before. If there's, like, 10 lurkers, run away. Like, don't engage without tanks. Simple enough. And that's what the metagames turn into. They get the lurker tech to stop that push. So, when you can't attack their main army, go be active with your units. Bio is very, very mobile. Zerg is mobile, but you could be outmaneuver them with your dropships, which you were getting, but they got sniped off. So that's another thing. You could even try to get like Valkyrie or Wraith, you know, be a little, you know, unorthodox and, you know, snipe off some of that air control that they have. So without further ado, we'll go on to game number 2, and thanks for tuning in for iCup TV, guys, and have a nice day. Peace.